Hello everybody, time for a new video. This is not a shaving video. I need a shave, but thought I could do a shave a little bit later. I'm going to show you how I unpin a razor. I got two razors here. So I want to switch the blade to the other colors, so I have to, or scales. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Just a small pinning video, maybe. I don't know how long it takes. I started to work with it and then I realized why not film it. So you're going to see some stuff on my table here and you're going to see my stomach and everything. Not like a shirt on me, so that's no problem. We're going to see a little bit something like this. I hope you can see what's happening here. Just adjusting that tripod a little bit. A small hammer, ball peen hammer, as you can see. A stand I use to a lot of things. I have some holes in it, so I'm using those holes. I got the plier so I can chop things off. Use a Dremel with a very small rounded pointy thing that you can drill with. And the thing I was starting to do, I got this blade here, as you can see, was in these scholars or scales. Own scales, I don't want to use these because I want to use this blade. It's a CV Heljestrand, and let me see here, number 6 blade. In my opinion, looks great. I have just unpinned it, but I have to polish it a little bit before I'm gonna put it on the new scales. Scales, sorry. I always say scholars, but scales. I thought I could use these, and as you can see, this razor inside here is not so, not so pretty. It's a lot of homeware over here. So I'm not gonna use this blade at all. But I'm going to show you how I do it. These small pins you got there, I'm going to use this Dremel and I'm just going to drill that out. I start the Dremel and very easy on the table and just work with that small bit there and try to get rid of that pin. So I'm going to do that and when that's finished I'm going to come back to you again. I'm just trying to see if I can get off that washer. I have to take a little bit more. Let's see, I think the washer's almost off there. Using that smaller hole there because the pin just fits in there, so I don't crack. If I use that bigger one, it's easy to crack the scales. So I use that. I use something pointy thing to put on that pin. So I put it on the small hole, put the other side here and hold it and take my hammer. And I use that part because it's a ball pin hammer. I maybe should show you this instead. I don't use that ball pin side, I use like this instead. And just very gentle tap and see if, there I felt that something was starting to loose and the pin is starting to move and the washer, maybe you can't see it there, there's a small washer, is off from that now. So now I can put it over the hole. As you can see the other side, the pin is just starting to get loose. Put it over there, the hole. Take the pointy thing you get. It's actually a grinding tool. And then just tap. I can feel it's moving. Very gentle taps. No violence at all. Now you can see the pin maybe there starting to get loose. And let's see if it's, I can wiggle it just a little bit like this, very gentle, and I can feel that, you see everything's starting to get loose here. I want to be gentle with these things, very easy to break the scales, like that. Now it feels much easier. Now, as you can see, it's separated from the pin is there. First thing I do, I take a plier and chop that off, so I get a, just a moment. I think I have to just move that a little bit first. Like that. So I have something to chop off. Like that. Because that end that was on top, that was from this side, or often mushroomed a bit. So I don't want to use any force, but that can break the scales. So now I'm just trying to put that out, just gently. Maybe I can do like this instead, sometimes it works better. Take the pin and gently just drag and wiggle a little bit, and it comes out like that. So now I have this one, thought I could put on this razor like there. And I think this is gonna look great when they are pinned and ready to use. So gonna put this away, gonna throw this away. Can't use it, can't salvage this one, so this is gonna go to the garbage bin. So now I'm gonna clean this a little bit. In here, when I have pinned it out, it's easier to get these clean. Gonna clean these scales, and then I'm gonna repin it, and when I'm finished with this cleaning bit, I'm gonna give back to you and show you how I pin my razors. See you later in a moment. Yeah, and we're back again. Clean this up and clean this blade up, polish it up a little bit, and I think it's cleaned and polished enough, and I polished this a little bit. I had to drill out that hole there for the pin on these with a small drill, so these pins matches to it. It was too small hole, usually it is. And if I look at very careful on that pin there, it's no brass pins, so I'm gonna use this one. I have a brass pin too, but I'm not gonna use brass pin because there is no brass on this one. And I got, maybe you can see it there, one small washer, two small washers, and two brass washers. These two brass washers gonna go inside in here, and those two is gonna be on the outside. Let's see if I can manage to do this thing. I forgot to change one thing first, so I'm gonna do it really quickly. I'm gonna pause, and we're back. Just have to change that to a grinding sandpaper disc here. Gonna use it later. So let's start the pinning process. The first thing I start with, of course, is to put this pin on the scale, and I put it just in from one side, and take the blade, thinking of how the blade should. This is not easy to show you in this camera. Pin is long. How the blade folds in that. I can move this a little bit into it. So I have to put it on the right side way. So this is the right way in. And when that's done, like that, I'm gonna take the other part, put it through like that. Oh, I forgot half of the things here. From this side, first I'm gonna take this small brass washer, put it in there first, then the razor, and when that's done, I can take a second small brass washer, as you can see there, put it on this side, so there's a washer on each side of the blade, and then push it through the hole there. So now there is two washers inside on the both side of the blade. Then I take one of these tiny 9 washers, you can see, so it's on the right side like that. Push that over there like this. Just a moment. This can be really fiddly. if you have big hands like I have, but somehow I usually manage to get it over. Okay, let's try the other side. Doesn't matter which side I start with. Let's try it like one more time. This is really fiddly. Now you can maybe see there's a small washer on where my thumb is. When that's done, and move away this small washer so I know where it is. Then I'm going to use that hole. Pin matches right straight to it. Push it all the way down. Put the washer over it. Take my plier. Keep a firm grip on the razor and the scales here. Then take this plier and just chop it off like that. Put away that for so long. Now there's just a tiny bit of pin. I'm gonna take this and wind that off a bit. Because when you use a plier, there's going to be a sharper point here. I usually try to take that away a little bit. I think I'm going to take a little bit more. Like that. Then it's time to pin this, mushroom this up a little bit so that the washer doesn't go off. So take this ball pin hammer, as you can see, just gently tap and squeeze this razor in my hand. And gently tap. Try to hit that pin so it starts to mushroom up a little bit. My precision with this pin hammer is not so accurate every time, so I hit the pin, but you don't have to go like this if you don't know exactly where to hit. But pin it a bit, so got a little bit mushroomed up. So now the washer is there and it's a little bit mushroomed up. Then I switch it like this, hold the pin on that side so it doesn't fall off. Take the other washer, that small tiny washer, I'm gonna put that there instead. So try to fiddle with it so it goes in on the right way. This is always very fiddly to do. I think I managed to get it in there. Now that's a washer, small washer. Take the stand, I'm gonna put the razor with a pin down and squeeze it. Push it a little bit, take a plier and do the same thing on this side. Take away that pin, that's gonna go to the garbage bin. Take a sandpaper or something, a file or something to drill that, file that down a little bit. So now that's flattened, then I take the pin hammer again and start to pin it just gentle. And it starts to mushroom up a little bit. Then you can see that the razor is in place, the pins are in place. Everything is working so far. Now I'm going to switch this and tap on this side, and then going to switch and tap on the other side and mushroom it up more and more. Just feel it's going to be tighter and tighter. I have to keep this tapping on both sides. what work. It's not flimsy anymore, but it's too what do you say? Too loosey, so I have to pin it just a little bit. It doesn't go straight. I think the scales are maybe a little bit crooked, but maybe I can fix that. These are plastic scales, so it's easy to get the alignment right. I just heat it with a hot air gun. And as you can see, it doesn't close exactly right. It's too much on this side, so I have to pin that a little bit more. Usually that stirs up a little bit. Sometimes you can just pin it and see if it goes a little bit better, but still that doesn't close straight. These are plastic scales, so so I can easily heat them with the hot air gun and then fix the problem. I'm just gonna pin a little bit more. Feel it, open it a couple of times. As you can see, it goes too much to that side. Just a little bit more. I think that's enough. It's start to get more straighter here. But I think I have to use that heat gun, hot air gun. Feels nice and tight at the moment, but doesn't align right. I'm gonna put out that hot air gun. I'm gonna show you how I heat them a bit and gonna steer them to the right side so it goes better, close much better. But so far, in my opinion, that looks great. I think this turtle thing looks really great. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to show it in this way instead. My son is helping me with the filming. As you can see, it doesn't align proper. It goes on that side. So I start the heat gun on low heat. Really hot. So we're going to take it, just hover it over like this, very gentle. Feel it's getting warmer and warmer. I'm not going to heat it so much, just a little bit. And when it's going to get hotter, I can actually bend it a little bit and see if I can find the where it's aligned right. There it seems to be aligning really right, nice. Doesn't catch anything in the spot in the middle. And I just put it in the cold water here. Yeah, no, you shouldn't put water on these pins, but sometimes I just have to do it. Now it's cold. I can try it again and see if it goes straight. Just a little bit more. So I'm going to heat it one more time. Do the same procedure one more time. Keep it high above that heat. It doesn't get too hot. Feel when it starts to get hotter. Because if it's too hot, you're gonna melt that plastic. Just a little bit more. Something like that. Good. Same thing again. This time I'm gonna over bend it a little bit. Try to cool it down a bit. And see if it's gonna get better. I'm gonna cool down the whole like that. Now you can see it seems to be going straight middle. No issues at all. open it up a couple of times and see if it seems to be working just great. So now I have aligned that razor dead center. Maybe you can see it. So this is the way I do it. Use a hot air gun, but be very careful so you don't melt this plastic. So just heat it up just a little bit and then twerk it a little bit and cool it down, and you're gonna get a deadly aligned straight razor. Okay, thank you for watching.